This video is to help you better understand the Welcome Begin Here module. There are two ways to get to the Welcome Begin Here module. You either can click this link in the left-hand frame, or you can get to it from the course modules page. And I'm going to go there because I just want to show you something. You'll see that the Welcome Begin Here module has an icon like a little book. It's different from the Getting Off to a Great Start module and the Module 1, which are based on folders. So anytime you see a little book like this, the section will work just like the Welcome Begin Here module. So you can click and go there. And you'll see that a new left-hand frame table of contents shows up. You can move the left-hand table of contents around. You can put it to the bottom if you want to, or bring it back up to the top. You can also make it bigger so you can see all of the words in the table of contents, or make it smaller. And you can also make it disappear. So I'm going to leave it like this right for now. You can go through the pages one by one using this button. Or you can use this button over here on the right if you've hidden the table of contents. And of course you can move through and skip over links by using these links on the left over here. So that's how that works. Go ahead and click on all these buttons and see how things work. You really can't break anything. So I'll leave this welcome message from me for you to read later. Once you've finished that, you can click this Mark as Reviewed button. So I've left these buttons throughout the course because sometimes you can't remember if you've looked at something or not, and you can just mark it as reviewed and you know you've looked at it and you don't have to worry about it again. So the next thing after reading my introduction is the directions for our icebreaker introductions discussion. Mostly I'd like you to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and also it's nice if you could talk about factors that influence what you typically eat, because that's one of the topics from our first chapter in the course. Now, once a discussion is described to you, you need to go to it, so you have to click to launch. So this button and also this thing that says click here to download the file, which you're not really downloading a file, you're actually going to the icebreaker discussion by clicking the buttons. So I'll do that. So here are the icebreaker introductions that have already been posted. So you can just go hit the Create Thread button and post your introduction to the class. If you ever want to get back, you can just use your browser's back button. So here I am again back at the icebreaker discussion directions. The next section is here, talks about what you should do if you have a question. Since this is an online course, I can't see your face. I don't know if you're confused. So the only way I know if you're confused or if you have a question is for you to ask me a question. If you have a personal question, use the messages, which is in the left course menu again over here. And if you have a question that you think everyone in the class is going to be interested in knowing the answer to, use the frequently asked questions. And again, that link is here, and it's also here in the Welcome Begin Here module. So both of these links will end up getting you to the same place. So if you click to launch, you can go to the FAQs section, and I think I already showed you that in the previous video. So read through each of these sections of your table of contents. This describes the learning module organization, and I made a little audio of that if you'd like to listen to how the modules are organized in this course. So each of the 6 modules are organized so that first there's an orientation, and all that is a Wiley Plus pre-quiz, and it's has questions from each of the chapters in that module. So for example, Module 1, it goes through chapters 1, 2, and 3. So there'll be some questions from each of those chapters. And I'm not expecting you to know the answers. This is just to get you thinking about what you're going to be reading in the chapters to get you to start thinking ahead. So just take that quiz once and don't worry about it again. It's not graded. Then once you've done the orientation, you're going to start reading in your textbook, either online or the physical textbook, depending on which you purchased. And then you'll work on Wiley Plus activities, and then finally there'll be a short post-quiz on that chapter. So for Module 1, there'll be reading from Chapter 1, activities from Chapter 1 in Wiley Plus, and then a post-quiz on Chapter 1. And that'll be mostly during the first week of class, and the second week we'll move on to Chapter 2, and the third week we'll move on to Chapter 3. At the same time that you're doing your reading, you're going to be starting some more discussions. And each module has 1 or 2 discussions, and I'll teach you more about how to work through those as we move along. Just look at the module calendar and it will tell you when each discussion begins and ends. We're also going to be doing some diet and activity assessments during modules 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those will be due near the end of the module, right before you take your final evaluation for the module, which is a module test. So each module has a test at the end. And all the modules are organized in the same way. So I hope that will be helpful to you. And then once you're done going through each of the pieces of the Welcome Begin Here module, it'll be time to do the Getting Off to a Great Start module, where I explain how to order your textbook and you get to see the syllabus. So you can get to that by clicking the link over here.